Governor Mills says she will allow a bill authorizing Wabanaki nations to operate online gambling to become law. LD 1164 gives Maine's tribal governments the right to operate online gambling in order to support economic development for the tribes. In a statement, Mills says, quote, "While I have concerns about the impacts of gambling on public health, I believe that this new form of gambling should be regulated, and I am confident that Maine's Gambling Control Unit will develop responsible rules and standards to hold providers of this new form of gambling accountable while ensuring that Maine's tribes benefit from its operations." In 2022, Mills signed LD 585 into law, which authorized tribes to operate online sports wagering in the state.